Comedian Jerry Seinfeld has announced it. Television is over. Jerry Seinfeld, of course, the star of one of the most successful TV shows of all time, Seinfeld, and he's now the star of an online show called Comedians in Car Getting Coffee, which is something I do watch regularly on Crackle. He was giving a press conference earlier this week talking about it, and he announced that he thinks, in his view, television is over. People asked him, why are you doing this show on Crackle online and not on TV? And his point was, it doesn't matter where it is, it matters what you create. And people on TV have basically realized the rest of the world has figured it out too. Doesn't matter what's on TV, it only matters if you're creating something interesting. Now, he points to his success. More than 100 million people have watched Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and as I mentioned, I've watched every single episode. It does beg the question, though, what is the future of media? Now, he also points out that he thinks YouTube is a vast junkyard of garbage, and that there does need to be a hierarchy, and he thinks showbiz is for talented people, and he says he likes being at the top of the pyramid. Well, that would sound arrogant from a lot of people, but when it comes to Jerry Seinfeld, he's got the facts to back him up. He is the top of the pyramid. Anything he does is going to attract a huge crowd, and for the most part, be successful. Although he did have that show, The Marriage Ref, which was not good at all and was quickly canceled. He thinks there should be a hierarchy, and there is a hierarchy, but it's not one that Hollywood producers and moguls are going to decide. It's one that viewers decide. I think his main message is, for a lot of people who want to be stars, don't wait for the gatekeepers in Hollywood to anoint you. Start creating good content, build your audience, and over time, if you're doing something that requires a larger budget, you'll attract that budget. Otherwise, just start doing it now. The Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is not an especially expensive show, and college kids, or for that matter, others just with free time, could do something very similar for basically no money. You wouldn't attract 100 million people, but you could do your own show. In fact, that's what I'm trying to do here. Not a comedy show, not a Comedians in Car Getting Coffee show, but what I'm trying to do is to create the actual best content in the world that relates to media training, public relations, presentation training. Now, that's a much smaller universe. The bar is much lower, but that's what I'm trying to do here, and I appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, suggestions for new topics, please let me know.